Gráinne's Home and Kitchen. So today I'm going to make a stew, but I'm going to make oxtail soup from scratch. So in Ireland we use oxtail soup in our stews, but we can buy it in packages and in cans. Sorry, my little puppy is whimpering here in the background. But in Canada you can't buy it that way, so I decided I'd make it from scratch. Now where I work with a lot of people from the West Indies, and I had some of the most amazing oxtail over Christmas. One of the women cooked it, and I've actually been craving it ever since. It is such a delicious meat, even though there isn't that much on the bone, but once you cook it slowly and for a long time, it's so tender and the flavour is like incredible. So it has inspired me to do this. And my little lady wants to make lots of noise because she's trying to eat her big brother's food and we have to separate her. But anyway, so I'm just going to run through it with you and hopefully you'll be inspired. And it's going to be a 2-day process for me. So I'm actually going to cook the oxtails tonight. I'm going to cook them slowly. They are very fatty, so I'm going to leave them overnight so I can scrape the fat off tomorrow. And then I'll actually use the bouillon the next day for the base of my stew. Okay guys, so I'm going to prepare my vegetables. So I'm going to put in an onion. Look at that for an onion, it's huge. I'm going to put in some parsley. I'm going to put in some carrot, some celery, and I'm going to use this beef stock. And I'm going to put some boiling water. Because I want to get it started quicker, I decided not to use the packages of bouillon. And then I'm going to add some basil, sage and rosemary. Okay guys, so I'm going to start off with my onion. So because I'm actually going to discard of this after I have cooked the oxtails, and I'll then put a fresh piece in when I'm making my stew. You don't need to slice it up very small. I'm just going to cut it into chunks and add it to my pot. We'll put that aside. And then we take a carrot. Okay guys, so here are my vegetables. I'm going to pop them into my slow cooker. There they are in my slow cooker. Okay guys, so in this bowl here, I'm making a mess. I have some corn flour or cornstarch, and I'm adding, this is Bovril, and this is the powder form. So if you don't have the sachets, you can just toss it in the cornstarch and some maybe salt and pepper. So if you can't get the sachets in Ireland, you can just add the Bovril. It's very sticky. It's kind of like a molasses. You could add that just to the stock. This frying pan is nice and big, so I have plenty of room, and I'm just going to put some olive oil. Now, as I say, oxtails are very oily, so if there's excess fat on yours, trim it off before you cook it. Mine has been trimmed very well, so there isn't a huge amount of fat on them. So while I'm waiting for it to heat up, I'm just going to toss the oxtails in the cornstarch and the Bovril powder. Okay guys, so the oil wasn't that hot, so I just waited before I add the rest. So now we're just going to brown the oxtails in the oil. Okay, so I'm going to try and brown them as much as I can on all sides. You think oxtail was cheap, but it actually isn't. This was $17 for this much oxtail. No. Okay guys, so now I'm going to add my oxtail to my veg. I'm going to take my beef stock cubes, and I'm going to put about 4 in this. And then I'm going to add my boiling water. So this will give it a head start because I'm doing it in a slow cooker. So 4 beef stock cubes. I'm going to put some parsley in. I'm not even going to bother chopping it because I'm going to be straining it. Now at home you can buy a bouquet garni in a sachet. So if you can get that, you could use that instead of adding all these herbs. So I'm going to add some sage, some basil. I just added some rosemary. Half a teaspoon of sage, half a teaspoon of some basil. Our ginger is in there, and I'll put in a nice heaped teaspoon of garlic. And then I'm going to top this with boiling water. And I'm going to add 2 small bay leaves, which you again will take out at the end. We give it a good stir. I'm going to add a little bit of the cornstarch and the Bovril. I'm going to make a paste and add it to thicken it. Okay, so a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much salt because I'm supposed to be cutting down on my sodium. So there is the basis of our stew. I'm going to let that cook for 3 hours and then I'll be back to you when that's cooked. Okay guys, I cooked it for about 4 hours in my slow cooker. Okay, so I'm going to take the oxtails out. I'm going to put them into a bowl. Take the veg out as well, actually. You know what, I had said I was going to discard of the vegetables, but I'm actually not going to now. I'm just going to take the bay leaf out though. I'm going to keep that veg and add it into the stew. I'm going to strain this and make sure you have your oven gloves on if you're using a crock pot. Alright. Use a spoon to coax it down. Really have to be careful that we don't get any bones. Okay guys, so I don't know if you can see that, but there's a lot of fat on the top. So I'm going to put it, I don't need to put it in the fridge because it's so cold in the garage. So I'm going to put a lid on this and I'm going to put it on a shelf in the garage. And then when I come home tomorrow evening, I'll be able to scrape all the fat off and we'll just have that beautiful bouillon on the bottom. Okay, so I have a lid on it and I will be back tomorrow for the next part of our stew. Okay guys, so it's the next day. I just got in from work and I just want to show you, remember I said there was a lot of fat, so I let this sit overnight. It's actually, the underneath's gone to kind of a jelly, and I'm just going to scrape off the fat. Look at how thick and lovely the base of my stew is. So I'm going to scrape off all the excess fat. Now you don't have to let it cool. You could use a spoon and scoop it off the top, but I was making it so late last night that I had time to let it rest. So I'm just removing the excess fat and I am going to start my stew now with this delicious base. Okay, so I'm going to heat that. I'm going to put this into my crock pot and let it start heating while I am peeling my vegetables. Because I have all the gang coming for dinner, I added 2 more stock cubes and some boiling water. Okay guys, so I've put my oxtail back in and the vegetables that I boiled it in yesterday, I added some celery, some carrots and potato. So now I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to let that simmer away for about 2 hours. So basically there's almost nothing left of the stew. It was delightful and they're going mad because I'm videoing them. Okay guys, there is a close-up of the stew. I literally had to scrape the bottom of the pot to get this out to show you. So it was a big hit. Everybody absolutely loved it. And I hope you guys will give it a try. Okay guys, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up and if you could subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. I'll have some more videos coming shortly. If there's anything in particular you'd like me to try, just put it in the comments below. If you tried this recipe, please let me know how you got on with it. Take care guys, have a great day.